Hello folks, welcome to a new video on my channel. Today we are all about tires. For the past few months I've been back and forth testing several interesting aggressive cross-country and light trail options from Maxxis. Technically we had 5 tires, although I have 4 here. I've been comparing the setup with my go-to setup from Schwalbe, namely the Wicked Wheel and the Racing Ray. Today I'm going to rate those 4 or 5 Maxxis tires. If you stay with me to the end of the video, I will give you my conclusion, what I think is the best combination out of those 4 and which one you should get for your aggressive cross-country or your downcountry bike. Without further ado, let's continue with the video and the contenders. So for the front we have the both Forecasters, the old version, version 1, and the new version 2. As for the back, we have the Ikon and the Rekon. And I have to mention, I have tested 2 versions of the Ikon, the 2.2 and the 2.35 version. All of those 4 or 5 tires were tested in the EXO casing, which I think is the best suited for those short travel trail bikes or aggressive cross-country bikes. As for the front, both Forecasters were tested in the dual compound. The old one was the 2.35 version, while the new one was the 2.4 version. As for the back, I have tested both Ikons, the 2.2 and the 2.35. Both of them were in the max speed compound, while the Rekon was in the 2.4 version in the dual compound. So starting at the front, we had the both Forecasters. The old version 1 Forecaster is intended to be an aggressive wet cross-country front tire, while the new one is called, according to Maxxis, as the Goldilocks tire for aggressive short travel trail bikes, so-called downcountry bikes with 100 to 130 millimeters of travel. So the tread pattern on those tires is very similar. The central tread is pretty much of the same size and the same pattern, while the side knobs on the new version 2 Forecaster are slightly larger than on the old one, further emphasizing this intention to be used as a more aggressive tire on those short travel trail bikes. So both Forecasters felt pretty similar on the trails. The old one feels pretty similar to the Wicked Wheel. It's similarly predictable and good gripping, while I think it's much better for wet conditions due to the widely spaced knobs. The new one feels pretty similar to the Knobby Nick. However, I think it's a bit better cornering due to more pronounced side knobs, but I think the Knobby Nick rolled a bit faster than the new Forecaster, and also the old Forecaster is better rolling than the new one, and it's also like 120 grams, if I remember correctly, lighter. So in terms of score for the both Forecasters, the old one scored surprisingly a bit better, at least in my opinion. In terms of rolling speed, I would give it a solid 4. In terms of predictability, a 5. It was the most predictable tire I have tested in a long time. Also in terms of grip and braking, I would give it a solid 4. In terms of weight, a 3.5, and in terms of the fun factor, a solid 4. Total, that's 24.5 points, which I think is very good, and at the moment, if you check down below, it is the best scoring tire for now. The new Forecaster version 2 scored a bit worse. In terms of rolling speed, I would give it a 3. In predictability, 4.5, as both for grip and braking also a 4.5, in terms of weight a 3, and in terms of the fun factor a 3.5. Total, that's 23 points, which I think is okay. The only gripe I have with the new Forecaster is its weight. It's, as mentioned, 120 grams heavier than the old Forecaster. However, I didn't felt it that much better gripping or being better at aggressive stuff. Coming to the back tires, we have the 2 Ikons and the Rekon. Both the Ikon and Rekon feature a very similar tread pattern in the central tread, while the Rekon is the more aggressive one, intended to be used as a light-duty trail tire, where the Ikon is for mixed and dry pack cross-country conditions, and it's intended to just go fast. The side knobs on the Rekon are much larger, providing better cornering grip, while the side knobs on the Ikon are very small, although I found them sufficient, especially in dry or loamy conditions where you have a lot of grip. On the wet, I found tires performing pretty similarly, although I would prefer the Rekon in terms of braking in wet conditions. As for my scores, the Maxxis Ikon 2.2 was easily the most likable tire I have tested from Maxxis. I would give it therefore a great 5 in rolling speed, a solid 4 in predictability. In both grip and braking, I would give it a 3. In terms of weight, I would give it a 5. It's sub 700 grams, which is great, although providing nice puncture protection. And in terms of fun, it's a very fun tire. You can go fast, and it's good braking, predictable, so I would give it a 4. Total that's 24 points, just half a point shy of the best performing, the old Forekaster. As for the Rekon, it's the most mediocre tire from all Maxxis tires I have tested. It's not shining in anything, nor it's especially bad in anything. Therefore, in terms of rolling speed, due to its higher weight, I think like 870 grams if I remember correctly, I would give it 3 points. In terms of predictability, I give it 4 points. As for grip and braking, also 4 points. In terms of weight, 2.5. As said, it's very heavy for its use and grip it provides, and in terms of fun, I would give it a 3.5. You can go fast with this tire, but it's not the best friend for long days in the saddle or for very much pedaling uphill or for steep uphills. As of all Maxxis tires, the worst performing tire is the 2.35 version of the Ikon. It has the worst scores. It's only good in rolling speed, therefore it receives a 4.5. In terms of predictability, I would give it a 3. As for grip, also a 3. In terms of braking, a 2. In terms of weight, a 3, because it's more than 800 grams. For me, that's for a fast rolling tire too much. And in terms of fun, due to its problems with the braking, a 2.5. Now let's explain the problem with the 2.35 Ikon versus the 2.2. As mentioned in my Trail Talk video about the Maxxis tires and about the 2.35 Ikon, I couldn't get the correct pressure for that tire. If I lowered the pressure, it was squirming around in bends, and if I put higher pressure, it was bouncing while braking. Therefore, bad points in terms of braking compared to the 2.2 version Ikon. With the 2.2 version Ikon, I hadn't had such problems. From the beginning, I have used it with, I think, 25 psi for my 80 kilograms, which is my go-to pressure for all back tires I use, both for the aggressive Contic Sinotals or for my Racing Ray, which I use as my race tire. I would highly recommend that you use the 2.2 version of the Ikon. It's much lighter, it's sub 700 grams, it's similar or even better rolling than the 2.35 Ikon. It's more predictable while braking, it doesn't bounce around, and it provides decent volume. It's, I think, 57-58 millimeters wide on a 30mm rim. The only case I would recommend to use a 2.35 Ikon if you got a hardtail or a full suspension bike with very bad performing rear suspension. Which of those 5 Maxxis tires should you get with your own money and put on your aggressive cross-country or downcountry bike? The easily most likable tire was the Maxxis Ikon 2.2. It's blazing fast, provides decent grip, good braking performance, and it's good in the corners for the back of your short travel bike. As for the front tire, I would highly recommend, if you can find on a sale the old Forekaster. It should be very cheap while providing great grip, great predictability, great braking and cornering. As for the new Forekaster, it's an upgraded version. It's more suited for aggressive bikes and to be used in much tougher conditions. If you want outright speed, I would suggest using the 2.2 version of the Ikon and the old 2.35 Forekaster. If you want the maximum grip, I would opt for the new Forekaster and even for the Rekon. I would recommend to use the Rekon in tougher conditions on bikes with a bit more travel, for example the Stump Jumper with 130 millimeters of rear travel and 140 at the front, and in more aggressive conditions like rocky conditions where you could easily puncture the Ikon's weaker puncture protection. It's very interesting to note that the, for example, same exo casing on the Rekon felt much stiffer than on the Ikon. You could also take that into account. So if you ride in rocky conditions with good grip, with hard pack, you can get the Rekon. If you do all-day pedaling adventures with more than 1000 meters of elevation to climb, I would highly recommend put a Maxxis Ikon 2.2 on the back wheel of your aggressive cross-country bike, combine it with one of the Forecasters at the front, and you will get super fast rolling, great gripping and super fun bike. If you enjoyed my video, leave a like for me. This helps the algorithm recommend my video to other people who are looking for mountain bike tires. Also, leave a comment down below. What do you think about my scoring system? The link for the database in Notion, where you can check the comparison with other tires, is down below. Leave also a comment. What do you think about my recommendations? Do you like the Ikon Forekaster combination, or would you recommend something else? Feel free to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss further reviews and other biking videos, my races, etc. Have a good one, happy trails, and see you in the next one. Bye.